love and light is also for the copper and bronze type, right? Right, you are 10 little and they ain't boys. They be speaking ancient slurs when grandma come around. Grandma says she taking heads with the spirit. You are rebound. You walk, shoot the air, woo. Jump in your boats till your boats turn over. Noggins, woo. You getting ugly. Grandma said that God don't like the ugly. Grandma said she'll wash your face because it's muddy. You not worthy of the salty water. Your scars are crusty from your clown scalp stitches. Now you septic, ABOD, and they witches. Bloody septic, ABO, the end of A. Types. Grandma said y'all need some planting though. Right. But God's love and light is also for the copper and bronze type, right? You are 10 little in the end boys. They be speaking ancient slurs when grandma come around. Grandma says she taking heads with the spirit. You are rebound. You
forgot the dot.
Jump in your boats, teams. They be speaking ancient slurs when grandma come around. Grandma said she taking heads with a spirit. You are rebound. You walk, shoot the air, woo. Jump in your boats till your boats turn over. Noggins, woo. You getting ugly. Grandma said that God don't like the ugly. Grandma said she'll wash your face because it's muddy. You not worthy of the salty water. Your scars are crusty from your clown scalp stitches. Now you septic, ABOD, and they witches. Bloody septic, abo, rich, and all the endings. Types. Grandma said y'all need some cleansing though. Right. But God's love and light is also for the copper and bronze type, right? You are 10 little in the end boys. They be speaking ancient slurs.
They only got 10 fingers.
Grandma says she taking heads with a spirit. You are rebound. You walk. They be speaking ancient slurs when grandma come around.
They attached to this land.
Heads with a spirit. You are rebound.
They can't stand like beings.
The air.
Woo!
Jump in your boats till your boats turn over. Now that's woo. You get it ugly. Grandma said that God don't like.
I'ma tell y'all. I'ma tell you the truth. Greater light. You got lost in numbers. Terrence Howard ain't telling y'all nothing. Y'all got lost in numbers when they had you stop counting to 12 as the natural count. When they had to bring the count Draxin, and and get y'all down to just 10 to make you forget that you are native to the kingdom of heaven, aboriginal to the kingdom of God. They trying too hard. Every time I come in peace, they throwing off. As soon as they throwing off, I shoot right back. I ain't with it. If they time up, your time up too. If their time is up, your time up too. That's for anybody. That's for anybody. All the whores of Babylon, You want to stay attached to this land? You don't want to accept the truth. One way, one truth, one light. You got some ugly faced females. I'm talking about they can look in the mirror and maybe on the inside there's somewhere shining deep dark in the crevices somewhere they're beautiful, but they don't realize how beautiful they are. But they can look at a reflection of me and want to be right so bad that they wrong, that it just sounds ugly when you hear their tone. Before I get started, let me start like I normally do. My mind is, I got many testimonies today, testimony service on any given Sunday, because every day can be a Sunday. Every day is a Sunday. That's like every day is a day about Jesus. Ain't no special particular about the blueprint Jesus left. He said, what holy days? Stuff man made up. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. They want me shadow banned so bad, but this is going to get forth to all the world in this generation because all the religions tell you so. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. I'm going to start it again. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. When I could think back, as far as I could think back, it's always been in perfect sequence. I just couldn't see it at the time. Perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm because I know God has provided the perfect solution for every single one of my needs. Every single one. Every single one. Even when I can't see it at the time. Every single one. But now what has happened, is that because I have taken on his blueprint, I can see it every single time. Every single time. Who that here? There's somebody here with me. Oh, Alchemos 83. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get over here. Greater light, greater light. Let's start with this testimony service. Let me start with this testimony service. So me, as being free, thinking I'm free, right? I'm talking about on commerce level now. No other way. On the restraints of the federal government and their commerce ways. So the first position, again, that I had was directly in sync with OPM. Anybody know what OPM is in federal government? OPM is over it's Office of Personal Management. You can look it up. So I was working in training under that, but because I wouldn't come over here and stop talking and been saying the same thing I've been saying for over 30 years, every which way I want to say it, any which way I want to say it, when it all boils down to it, always begins and ends with my son. Every single story, every which way I can make everything that exists about me is always about beginning and ending with my son. If I talk about my daughter, it's the beginning and the ending with my son. If I talk about my childhood and when I first saw light beings, and I've never seen ghosts or any other type of entity that people say that they've seen, demons, monsters, and all that. I've never seen any of that, but I could tell you of that one time when I got dropped off here and got left behind, The three beings that dropped me off, I whined and whimpered until my grandma said, hush that fuss, child. That story, I was telling that story in elementary, in counselors' offices, sitting in my principal's office, Roberta Granville at Sunset Elementary. But it always still, every single thing that I could tell you begins and ends with my son. The beginning and the end, and the beginning all over again. So back to the federal OPM. So because I wouldn't come over here and shut up and stop, because they thought, well, we got this amount of money on the table for you and you could work your way up. See how fast everybody in here worked their way up. And because you have a family member in here that works right under the CEO, you are fit and set. If you accept this covenant of funds we have for you and you just shut up, you'll be okay. And I wouldn't be quiet. So they scooted me on up out of there and made it supposedly hard. And it ain't hard for me because God is supplying every single one of my needs. So out of the 3 months that they wouldn't even allow the little time that I did spend with them in training to go through in unemployment and all that kind of stuff, this testimony service, to this day, they still won't release my stuff to the unemployment offices or whatever. That's fine because I mean, like this weekend, I got so full with my grandson. My grandson was like, "Grandma, I want some cherries. I want some mangoes. God supplied every single one of my needs, no matter who it come through or how it gets here. He's supplying every single one of my needs. God's seed never had to beg bread, huh?" Anyways, so I finally, in the past 3 weeks, remembered a company that I worked for before as an independent contractor and can work as a minimum of a certain amount of hours to as many as I want to work. And I was like, oh yeah, I left them in good standing. And the only reason why I didn't stay with them is because parts of it was my illness. And then another time they wanted me to work under the political under the political part of the entity, under the political part of the company. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Huh? I'm good with the blood bank stuff because I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much about blood in this position that I'm good. But nah, I'm not for the work for the political part of this company. No. So I turned it down. I didn't stay with them then, but I left in good standing. So now I'm back with this and everything's fine, right? Except for the antebellum town that I'm in. Because they're all connected. Everybody's connected. Everybody, the eyes, the hills have eyes. And according to Israel, you can't even roll them the wrong way. If you roll them the wrong way, you're going to get fired. But because my steps are ordered, everybody is around me, their steps are ordered, right? So even down to me having I'm not going to say the type of how my transactions happen, but of course that's being watched too. So all these past 3 months, all my bills are covered. Everything is covered. Good thing God placed it in me to save while I was in training because I was able to cover a bunch of other stuff and not be without. But it's been literally about 4 months, 3 months and some change that any type of funds have hit my account. So I don't know if anybody remember, those who do come over here with me on a regular or come through and listen, that a few weeks ago I had said something about the water. Had to be about a month ago. I was like, y'all, the baby in the bath water. And then a few days after I talked about that, they was messing with my water, said it had to do with the water meter and all that. Now, my utilities are split between two different companies. One company, I only pay my Wi-Fi, right? This is the source of me being able to keep this job, this Wi-Fi. That's all, like that and the trash and the water. So when the thing went on with my water, I talked to the owners of this plantation and they said, no, you don't have to worry. That it's something that has to do with the meter. It has nothing to do with your unit. Then all of a sudden last week, before payday, I got a letter, looked like somebody just hurried up and typed it on out. Said, we noticed that your utilities are higher than expected. And I was like, well, what utilities? I mean, my bath water should be about the same. My Wi-Fi will never change. So, I mean, how much higher could it be? Well, I'm not really worried about it, but let me call. And they wouldn't let me through to the one that's in charge of the billing and the one that wrote that letter. So I had to leave a voicemail. Now, again, I know for a fact that my utilities were covered on my end and the help on the other side. So for this company, for the company of the heart of the antebellum, where the big oak lies, where all the spades of stones is set. They got blocks of stones with spades on it all over town, right? But that part of the utilities, it should be the same, not that much higher, just because of a maybe water leak. So they wouldn't let me through to her. I said, but still, it shouldn't be that nothing for me to even be, okay. When I got that email on Friday, they ain't even send it in the mail. They sent me supposedly a picture of the bill, like I'm supposed to be frantic and worried. And when I tell you that bill is more than my rent, and this is what I guess they thought was going to happen. I was going to call crying and making a big deal, and being all frantic. I ain't worried about a thing. Y'all gonna have to fix that. I'm not worried about a thing. As a matter of fact, what happened in my frame of mind, this is exactly what the Spirit told me. Said, nah, now what you do is you just, since you an independent contractor, work to the minimum. Work to the minimum. Work whatever the minimum is and let them fix it. Because that's what they're going to have to do. Or the Wi-Fi going to get cut off. Do you think that's going to shut me up? Huh? Do you think that's going to stop anything harder than antebellum and any other part of the federal government that think they doing something? Because God is supplying the perfect solution to every single one of my needs, and I'm not going to stop. I thought about something, Alchemos, since you over here, Alchemos. I'm going to read your stuff in a minute. I have to put on my glasses in order to read it. I can't really see the screen right now. I'm dealing with a lot of double vision and stuff, but it's fine. I'm okay with that, but just give me a moment. So I thought about something. How come there's so many different stories about Jesus? It's so many different versions, even with the 12 disciples writing so many different versions of a story, right? That even if they were the authors, that they had sources to go to get the right and exact true story of the nature of all the events, all the way from his birth, because his family members were alive. Meaning, one or two things happened. They never went and talked to the family members or even considered talking to the family members, but every blue moon or whatever, to not get the full accounts, even if the different accounts came from the individuals who were so close to that being. I thought that just came to me not even an hour ago when I wasn't going to go live. I was laying there. I said, you know what? I'm not going to go live. I'm just going to relax my mind, because I had such a full, eventful weekend with my grandson. Grandma, play with me. He kept me up till midnight, and he was up before sunrise. Grandma, help me build this castle. He ain't even 3 yet. He said so. It sounds so clear to me. We build a castle, and I'm talking about we build it high with the Legos. And guess what he do? I wanted to be an architect until I decided I didn't want to be an architect anymore. And my mother encouraged me to be, but I had to be really good at math. That's what discouraged me from being an architect. You had to be really good at math and numbers. And him, he's a builder, right? But he's more of a demolition man. Every time he build just so he can demolish it. Boom! He'll take and be intricate with it and build. I'm talking about, and for his age and me and him doing it together, it just seems so like, oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. And me, I wanted to stay there and just be like that and just, you know, bask in his achievement. And then he's boom. So I call him Demolition Man. I say, I think they do just as well in the future, right? That's testimony service. Testimony. That's because religion will always try to capitalize on a being's spirituality. Yes, many different versions throughout times and cultures far apart. Federa. Yep. Demolition Man. All right. Now, I'm going to read from Ezekiel, right? Sometimes he said, go back to Ezekiel. But before I go to Ezekiel, I wanted to share something about one of my family members. And when it came through my algorithm, it just came through. I was like, oh, they talking about my uncle. And it's an old video, very old video. And I think it's because however artificial intelligence and our tones are working to activate algorithms and stuff. This video came through of my uncle. And when I say my uncle, I don't mean far distant uncle. This is my stepfather's brother. And my stepfather and his brother, my stepfather was the firstborn of the siblings. And my stepfather is the junior of the individual I'm about to show. So it wasn't really about my uncle. It was about this person in New York named Barbara. I don't know who he is. So I just happened to listen to it, but I saw my uncle's name next to it. Now, I wasn't close to my Uncle Skippy. As a matter of fact, when we used to visit in New York, it seemed as though Uncle Skippy didn't really like us being there that much. And I don't know, he was well up in his late teens and stuff. So, me as being a few years younger, like I could see things around, but not really know. But it always seemed like he wasn't happy that we were there. The rest of the family did, but he was just distant. And I don't know, again, that could have been him growing into his spirituality or something, trouble in school. I don't know. Because we only visited New York during the summers or special occasions, but definitely the summers. So, a long ride in a hot old Chevy or a Buick to New York, Long Island, New York for the summers. So again, I saw this come through the algorithm last night, and of course I'm going to watch it. And what it made me do is I put in my community post another video about my uncle, and then I said some things in there, about family and things like that. I didn't have to, but I did. Because this is right here an Akashic record. It is. My YouTube will never be taken down. It'll be 200 years from now for those who are left behind. And you know how they dig up and they find something from thousands of years ago, and they don't find no other bones around, but they just find that one, and they don't. That's how my stream is gonna be. That's anyways. So I put another video in, and then I shared this video with somebody. I said, no, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna share it because it's a reason. There's a reason that popped up in my why AI wants me to see this right here. And then I found the connection. I found the connection that it isn't so much about my uncle, and it's so not so much about Bob Barra, but it's about something else, and I'm going to share that with you. That's up to date and current. All right, so here we go. Let me share a screen and share this weird, strange with 7:13 minutes. 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Those numbers, boy.
Drinking warm water before bed balances blood sugar levels and reverses type 2. Thousands of
Now
people
this
are
one
apparently
says 2
regaining
minutes
control
and
of their blood
25
sugar every
seconds.
night.
7-Eleven.
Fall asleep. You come to where I go.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm hearing it.
That sometimes could be like Somonex. But if you're all great, it's all so great to see, you know. The energy is amazing. Just the energy. The choir, singers, the band is unbelievable. I love your bass player because I played the bass in the band for like 20 years. And he's just playing a 5-string bass, and he's got that low C really working. I like that. But I just want to, downstairs where I was listening to the pastor's message, and it's fantastic. You know, I was in my door, I was downstairs, I had my Entenmann's cakes surrounding me, and I was listening to Pastor Drinks. For me, it doesn't get any better than that. You know, it was amazing. During the campaign, and you, ladies and gentlemen, did so much for you. Pastor, everybody, Cheryl, so much for you during the campaign. That's what we wanted to come back and say thank you. A lot of politicians don't like to say thank you. I do. And, it's just crazy. You know, I was always afraid of dying. And I really was. And one of the days during the campaign, it was a hot day, it was like 95 degrees, and they sent me out into this district, which we call 10 Steps to Nowhere. Every house has 10 steps, and no one's home. So they sent me to this up and down, and the sweat's like pouring off.
Hold up. Now catch that, Alchemos. I don't know if you were here when I was saying at the beginning of my intro with the music, and I said when they stopped counting 10, when they stopped counting on 12 fingers, that's when things really got lost. When they spliced and people had to start counting on 10, when counting 12 was natural, and 12 was natural because everything that's supposedly in sync with time and space is based on 12. But that's neither here or there. But the fact that he just said every house has 10 steps, I don't know what that means in the esoteric, and all that. But here, I'm gonna go ahead and continue.
Everything's stinks. I keep going. Please, how much longer? Okay, don't worry. We're gonna go, and they left me out there alone. So I'm walking up and down, All of a sudden, I feel, man, this pain in my chest. What is this? What is this pain in my neck and then the jaw? I said, I'm an insomniac. So I watched the Discovery Science channel. At 3 o'clock in the morning, it's either infomercials or the Discovery Science channel. So I was watching that. So I remember the pain in the jaw is not a good sign. That's the sign of a heart attack. So I'm standing in front of this house, that I started my political career 25 years ago, and I can't even get my cell phone out to dial because I'm busy and I'm starting my phone. So it's the same house that I started it all. I thought I was going to end it all. So I'm laying that on there, and I'm sitting down, I'm laying against the tree, and I'm saying to myself, what am I going to do now? And I started to think, things, because I couldn't even hit 911 on my phone. I didn't know what anything was. So I'm thinking, and finally I got up the composure. I walked back to the office. I don't know how I made it. To this day, I can't tell you how I made it back to the office. Yeah. So I went to the doctor. He's with me to the heart specialist. He put me to the operating table. It's been 2 hours. So I'm sitting there, and the St. Francis, I'm in there, and I know I'm going in. The news isn't good. The doctor comes back and says, "You're lucky you're here because in 72 hours," he said, "no matter what, you would have been gone." He said, "You were spared." And I felt that I was spared. And like I said, I used to be afraid of dying. I was laying in the hospital bed, and I'm thinking, wait, if I go, who are they going to replace me with? Isn't that amazing? And then I thought, oh, if I go, something even more important happened. Which way am I going to go? Am I going to go north or south? Then I started weighing my food, what did I do? That wasn't too bad. So, it's amazing how you find religion more when you think that the time has come. As my father said in World War II, he said to me, "Bob, I never once met an atheist in a foxhole." So I feel I'm inspired to do things and to try to help people, and continue to help people, and to continue to meet great people like yourselves who have really enriched my life. And you really all have. And I just want to thank you all for this. It was funny. I was in a funny story, and I know I'll let you go to getting back this. I went to racing and wagering is my committee. So I'm at the racetrack, and I get to meet.
You heard that? I know you did. Racing and waging is his committee. Now I told you I don't know. I know you don't be over here often, Alchemos, and I appreciate you over here. But one thing I've mentioned is how my father was a gambler also, and he would take us to the racetrack and highlight and things like that. But this right here, all of this seems like he's closing out some type of spell or something. I don't know. It's just weird of this story. And before he gives this envelope to my uncle, my brother, my stepfather who raised me, and I share the same last name when I was adopted, how weird it is. Just seems weird. And it's on a communion day. You see the communion table set up. So let me continue. It's only a couple more minutes before you see my uncle accept this from this Bob Barra or Barra.
Big Brown, the racehorse that won the first 2 rounds. So I'm sitting there, Big Brown, and now I know why they call him Big Brown. He's like this high, and he's looking down at me like this, like, who are you? His horse had an expression like you wouldn't believe. So 2 days later, Big Brown and me are both in the hospital. So I'm coming out of this surgery, and I'm a little groggy, and my friend calls. He goes, I'm in St. Francis up in Roslyn. And he says to me, he goes, "You and Big Brown are in the hospital." I go, "What? He's in the hospital?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "What's he doing in St. Francis?" He goes, "Exactly."
So the horse is a horse, of course, huh? And then he said Raza, wherever Raza is.
Okay. Bed. He just did something But these are the funny things that happen to you out there. But we both came through, and I'm walking, door to door, I'll be driving to Albany.
What did he say? Omni or Albany Drive? Oh, it must be Albany because this is New York.
It was snowstorm tonight, and Big Brown's on a nice farm in Kentucky.
So the horse's name is Big Brown. Let me put the rest of this in the chat. Big Brown horse. What else that was significant? Big Brown. I don't know. Oh, there you saying Rasul is head of. Oh, really? Okay, thank you. See, I would have had the Bing. Hey, Bing, Bing. Okay. Now, let's finish it up as he passes this envelope to my uncle.
But I just want to thank, come here, please. My favorite pastor. My favorite.
They served him as the favorite of whatever they're the favorite of, as Preston H. Drinks of Second Baptist Church in North Baldwin. And anybody, again, who's been with me for a few years, when he transitioned, I put a little something in of a couple of years back, but never thought anything too much of it. And again, this came through my algorithm yesterday, and I know him as Uncle Skippy. That's Uncle Skippy. Okay, here we go.
I want to say thank you to my friend here. He's a wonderful man, an inspiration to me. And I tell you, I have such a great time listening to your message. And most of all, I really get something out of it. Thank you all. God bless.
So whatever it is, or whatever event,
generate hundreds of millions of
whatever event this was in honor of, again, it was just strange and weird that it would come through to me like that. And then I realized, like I said, it definitely doesn't have as much to do with me as it does with the events that are happening in Federal Register or on this land or in real time in connection with Revelations. Because now that's one reason that after my grandson kept me up till 12, I was still up till 4 o'clock in the morning. And do I don't look sleepy or tired, do I? I know I got this little thing here from squinting all night because, I didn't want the lights bothering my grandson. And then I still was, in my phone, but I had to squint. So anyways, so now I'm digging. I'm like, wait a minute now. That's weird and strange, and I see all the symbology. But what is the purpose? Because we all know I'm not here to prove my innocence. I don't have to. The truth is going to always be the truth. I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to show all the different rabbit holes and connections and things that is just strangely, so weirdly connected to me. Huh? Like one of the major stakeholders that help Elon Musk is the same stakeholders that was in the place that did their research and development on me for them little couple of months. I'm just saying, it just how things could add up and not add up. Like I said, I can make everything about me when I want to, when I get in my feelings. But this right here is, yeah, it's about my uncle, and yeah, that Bob Barr is a strange dude. But And yeah, I could be like, why did they try to write my grandfather out of history? Because my grandfather was pastor before that gentleman, my Uncle Skippy. And he died in the 80s. And again, my father is the eldest of the siblings. They all share the same blood. That gentleman there. I could make it about that. But no, 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 no. This is who it's about. This dude right here, huh? Here we go. Share the screen. This Bob Barr right here. This is who it's about. That was shown to me because of this man. And he just got elected to the guns committee. You know, first off, let me just read about him so you know just a little bit. Here, let me show you what's going on with him in the news right here. It happened a while ago, but still, I think it's so significant when it has to do with, when you're thinking back, war, Civil War, gun control, gun rights, and advocacy, and everything happening the way it's happening right now. And as I listened over to one of the streamers earlier, and they was like, yeah, it's always been the end of the world. Ever since they killed Jesus, they never killed Jesus. They tried to. But again, the difference between all the other times before is everything did not match up with Revelations. And because in real time we could see everything adding up, like they're following the scripture. That's the difference in these times and before, because of the merge of augmented reality and artificial intelligence and simulations, and how they cross the glass barrier of being able to make simulations and put on headsets on our head in real time, and how Elon Musk broke the sound barrier with the heavy, and all the different things that they can easily sync with Revelations is what's the difference between the times before. And not that it is the end, but it is the beginning of the end of Revelations. Like we're walking into tribulation. We're walking into the times that they are able to create. So back to it. This guy here, Bob Barr, former Representative Bob Barr, is elected new NRA president. And he was a public, I'm going to read the history. Former Congressman Bob Barr, elected NRA, Georgia Congressman, NRA. Okay, so now let me read a little bit about him. Oh, this is what I was showing you. The Hill, Georgia Public Broadcasting. The National Rifle Association has elected Doug Hamlin as its executive vice president, but they elected Bob Barr as the new president. Now, back to it. Robert Lawrence Barr Jr. is an American attorney, politician. So not only is he an attorney, he served as federal prosecutor and as the U.S. representative as a U.S. representative. He represented Georgia's 7th congressional district. Now, yesterday I made a statement about the judges. No, was it that or one of my videos, one of my shorts? And how the judges, yep, it was one of my videos, my lives. How the judicial system, they some of them, they get off, they get aroused at how much power they have, even in wrong convictions. And then even they would be held accountable. I think, what's his name? Latrell Tinwell was here when I did that one, because I was stating, talking about the judges. What does it mean when it says thou should not judge so that you don't be judged? And at the time I was saying that Jesus wasn't talking to the regular common individual. He was referencing, because remember, his whole stance was against politics and the politicians and the government. So he was talking directly and speaking directly to the political parties of judges, the ones that made the rules and the regulations, the ones who can hang people and then don't do their full research and development. And there's some judges who went into it to help people and got caught up in the scales of it. And now, as you look across the nation, there's so many that have been wrongly convicted, and then there's so many who are convicted but not convicted properly. And there's so many that are so guilty and so wrong, and they don't get no time. They get off with a slap on the wrist. So the coincidence of him in his position and me actually wondering, see, okay, let me continue reading. He represented Georgia's 7th congressional district as a Republican from 1995 to 2003. Barr attained national prominence as one of the leaders of the impeachment of President Bill Clinton. During this time in House of Representatives, he authored the Defense of Marriage Act, which was later overturned by Supreme Court in 2013. Okay, so what I'm seeing with Bob Barr is he may very well be on guard and standing on guard if they don't do their just when it comes to President Trump. That's what I'm seeing. And this is not me saying be fearful. It's like it's time to literally start being prepared again, as I've been stating time and time again, because they are following. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's okay. But to teach the truth that the government is following the scripture. So you, and in all your right wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and all that the conscious envelopes of information that have been embedded into your system, a blind man can see that the government is following, all of them is following scripture. Let me continue. Which was later overturned by the Supreme Court in 2013 and repealed by the 117th. There's that 711 again, Alchemos. 117th Congress. Barr joined the Libertarian Party in 2006 and served on its national committee. He was the Libertarian Party nominee for President of the United States in the 2008 election. Barr announced his return to the Republican Party in December 2011. He lost a subsequent bid in 2014 for a congressional seat. Early life. Barr was born in Iowa City, Iowa, to Robert Lawrence Barr and Beatrice Barr. So, yes, he's a junior. His father, a career military officer who graduated from West Point, was stationed. Didn't Trump go to West Point? Or Trump's father was stationed in various locations around the world while pursuing his civil engineer. He's a civil engineer. And anybody know what a civil engineer is? We have a lot of them training for civil engineering. Right now. And civil engineering has the same concept as social engineering, except it's the tangible physical constructs of life. And social engineering is the mind construction of this realm. So his father was a civil engineer. Okay. The second of 6 children, Bob Jr., lived as a boy in Malaysia, Pakistan, Panama, Peru, and Baghdad. So he probably got girlfriends in which one of these areas. And then finally, Tehran, Iran, where he graduated from community high school in 1966. So he grew up around hey! Oh boy, hey, he probably went to school with Prime Minister Modi. That's why they can be over here talking about Prime Minister Modi, the boss. He probably went to school with Prime Minister Modi. Oh, Warriors of Life. I mean, I can't make this stuff up here. Wikipedia can, they wiki board. 1966 here. Watch out for 666. Watch out for 666. He returned to the United States for college, attended the University of Southern California. There he joined Tao. There's the Tao. Do you know about Tao? Do you know the most recent movie and the symbolism behind the movie? Just the word alone. Kappa Epsilon. Oh, look at the name of his fraternity. Ooh, in 1967, he was elected the position of he was a Pyrotanist of the fraternity's Grand Council. He's a not a Grand Puma. He's a Grand Pirateer on the fraternity's Grand Council, serving from 2013 to 2015. Y'all, he gonna make sure the weapons get across. Ain't gonna be no gun control in Georgia. It ain't. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm doing my part. To protect my surrounding areas and connect with artificial intelligence to do whatever merge they got going on. For real. Because when they did what they did the other day, I did the walls are crumbling down around the antebellum and that big old oak out there. Oh, thank you for your time. Thank you. Greater light. I appreciate you. Let me continue. During college, Barr's mother introduced him to work for writer Ayn Rand. She is known for her fiction and for developing philosophical system she named objectivism. Born and educated in Russia, she moved to the United States in 1926. So he worked for a philosophical author of objectivism. Objectivism. Let me look that up. Objectivism. 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 Objectivism is a philosophical system named and developed by Russian American writer and philosopher Ayn Rand. She described it as the concept of man as a heroic being with his own happiness as the moral purpose of life, with productive achievement as his noblest activity, and reason as his only absolute. Oh, understanding objectivism. 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 All right. Continue reading. This fostered a newfound appreciation for conservatism and prompted Barr to join the Young Trojan Republican Club. It only got 530 members. He completed his BA cum laude from the University of Southern California in 1970. And after all them Iranian and all them different girlfriends, his first wife, he married his first wife while still in college, and they divorced in 19. He didn't stay married long. He was like, look, you don't add up. I can see him now. You didn't add up to my Malaysia sweetie. You didn't add up to my Pakistani honeycomb. You definitely don't match my Panamanian buttercup. And you definitely can't match up with my Peru cocoa butter. And you couldn't definitely come close to my Baghdadian queen, huh? And finally, huh? I ran, huh? I ran. Rob was her man. He married his first wife while still in college, and it didn't last. Barr continued in graduate school, earning his master's degree in international affairs. He said, "Nah, I gotta go back. I'm an international, different area codes, and it ain't a United States area code." From George Washington University, Elliott School of International Affairs in 1972. He next earned his JD from Georgetown University Law School, attending at night in 1977. From 1971 to 1978, Barr worked for the CIA as the analyst of Latin American issues. He was right there working with Bush. Look, Barr married his second wife, Gail. Oh my goodness, Gail better have been right, because that sounds like it might have been a Abby. Hey, Gail, were you right for him? They have 2 children. Gail and Barb divorced in 1960. AC, everything with him is a 6 behind it. Significant with a 6. What did Gail do? She didn't match up either. After leaving CIA, Barr moved to northern Georgia. He practiced law and became active Republican Party, serving as county chair. Barr made an unsuccessful bid for Georgia House of Representatives in 1984. In 1986, Barr married his third wife, Geraldine Dobbins, who was later known as Jerry Barr. She's known as Jerry Barr Barr's website stated in 2008 that he and Jerry have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. All right, Jerry did it. Jerry did it. In 1986, Barr was appointed by President Ronald Reagan to serve as U.S. Attorney of Northern District of Georgia, a post Barr held until 1990. His office prosecuted state and local officials, members of the Medellin drug cartel. Oh boy. And got a perjury indictment on them then sitting Republican Congressman Pat Swindle. Pat was trying to swindle something. What was Pat Swindle? Where are you now, Patrick? Where are you now? Where are you now? Who ultimately served a year in prison for his charges. Oh, I know he trying to get some get back. He trying to get some get back. Let me see where Patrick Swindle is. You swindling swindler. Let me see. Patrick Swindle, where are you now? If he working for the government, y'all, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Every convicted felon can come on out and go get a job for the government. I better not click this. He better be somewhere still mad. He better be somewhere. He better be somewhere still mad. Where is Patrick Swindle now? Not so surprised. Birthday concert for Patrick Swindle set in golden light. Not so surprised. Patrick Swindle. Oh, he transitioned. He transitioned. Okay. 2018. He couldn't hold on. He couldn't hold on. All right. Okay. If that's the same Patrick Swindle. You know, there's many with the same name. It's always many with the same name. Not now. Not now. Let me see. Let me make sure. Is this the same Patrick Swindle? Ralph Applebaum. Footer menu. Patrick Swindle. Patrick Swindle. I don't know, y'all. Look like Sean Patrick Swindle. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Let me see this face. Let's see if this the same face. Where's that information about Swindle? Show his face. Come back here. Let me click him. Oh, his name, Lynn Swindle. Okay. Oh, that must be one of his 7 children. One of his 7 children gonna get back at the government. Wait, does it say he's still? Yep, he's transitioned. They go to 7-Eleven again. You come back over here when you can. Alchemos 83. They go to 7-Eleven again. Patrick Swindle transitioned 7-Eleven. Let me see. So is this Sean Swindle? Is his daddy the Patrick Swindle? He may be ready and on guard. He say, "Yep, I got y'all, huh? I'm here." Look at him. He gonna get them back. Christopher Haas. Let me see. United States. They don't have much about him right here. The assistant deputy chief, and they don't have much about him. He is the commander in charge of a bungled airstrike on Doctors Without Borders. Oh my goodness, I've seen. So he's against Doctors Without Borders. Oh my goodness, he left 42 civilians dead. Oh my goodness, Doctors Without Borders. Oh, he's an insider for his daddy. Huh? Y'all think this war is about us. Y'all don't think this war is about us. They following scripture. They following scripture. Oh, Pat, your son gonna get them back, huh? What did you tell him on your dying bed? Did you say, son, you better make sure, huh? Make my name right. Uh-oh. Hey, Bar, I bet you didn't realize, huh? Let me see. Barr sought the Republican Party nomination for U.S. Senate in 1992, but lost the primary election to Paul Coverdell. Uh-oh. I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking when I see that face. Hey, Barr, if you on Trump's side, then we okay, huh? Because we know the trumpets will sound, huh? And that's just part of prophecy. I'm not knocking anything about anything you got going on, huh? I'm not knocking anything. As a matter of fact, I need to go ahead and tell my family members to go ahead and go get their license. Oh, wait, you don't have to have a license here in Georgia, right? Okay. Let me go ahead and invest for my family. I mean, I won't. I don't think I'm going to be here. When Jesus come, but just in case, my daughter says, "Nope, I'm fine. I'm attached to the land, huh, mommy? It's okay. We Mayans, Chocoans, Taino, Arawak bloodline has lasted and survived each and every time. You could go ahead and go, mommy. It's okay." Bar, here's looking at you. Subsequently, Coverdell came in behind incumbent Senator Wyke Fowler. Look at these faces. Look at these faces. Look at these faces. Oh my gosh. For general election. But the 3% showing by a Libertarian candidate, Jim Hudson, forced a runoff, which Coverdell won. Barr was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1994 as a Republican, upsetting the sixth-term Democrat Buddy Darden. Buddy! Hey, buddy. Look, I'm sorry. Barr is the only one that looked passing. Everybody else just have this weird look. Why are they having me pull up these pictures of these weirdo looking people? Oh my goodness. To represent Georgia's 7th congressional district and the 104th United States Congress. Barr was one of the 73 Republican freshmen ushered into Congress in that election. The election became known as the Republican Revolution, that was not televised because it resulted in the first Republican House majority in 40 years since the 1955 adjournment of the 83rd Congress. After Federal Election Commission audit of his 1994 and 1996 campaign, Barr paid $28,000 for fine in illegal campaign payments. Paid a $28,000 fine for illegal campaign payments. Barr was later reelected 3 times, serving from 1995 to 2003. While in Congress, Barr served as a senior member of the Judiciary Committee, as a vice chairman of Government Reform Committee, and as a member of the Committee of Financial Services and Committee on Veteran Affairs. Oh, no, you don't. He's standing there looking at a handshake with him and Bush. I was wrong. In Congress, Barr became famous for his dour image and told constituents, "You don't send me to Washington to smile." He also said in a radio interview, if it's not in the Constitution, I won't smile. No smile bar. He later explained, I don't consider politicians who smile to be worth a heck of a lot. All things considered, it doesn't make a dime's worth of difference if the politicians in Washington smile or not. What matters is how much of your hard-earned dollars they take to spend in pure pork. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't this match up? Let me play this video I did yesterday. Let me play this video. I have to. There's no way I cannot let my own video. I got to play my short, y'all. I got to. This matches perfectly. That statement that he made there. That statement he made there. Hold up. Let me see if I'm going to find myself since I changed my name again. Okay, hold up. Okay, hold up. And then I'm going to share the screen in a minute. Hold on. Let me take you to this short. Nope, not live. Short. And with short. This one right here. Listen. Okay, this Billy Graham talking about when the pigs and how the businessmen and the high politicians in town wasn't concerned about somebody being reformed off of mental health recovery because of Christ. They was concerned about the pigs. They was concerned about the money they had lost when the pigs went into the ocean. Here we go. Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. Wait, where is it? So you could go if you want to and listen to that live later. It is directly in sync. Oh, they didn't have my volume going, huh? Let me stop the screen, share, and do it again. Let's do it again. Do it again. I'm not going to share that anymore. You could go and look. It's called, the title of that short is Antebellum Anthem. And I just say the coincidence of this man Barr, his themes and titles and catchphrases just seem like that it so strategically matches that video that I just showed. And the walls came down. All right. Let's see. Do I want to read any more about him? Yeah, I'm not going to read any more about him. I just see where the connection, war on drugs, gun ownership, gun rights. Oh, he has handed an antique pistol during a fundraiser at a private home. He won race, a supporter. Gun went off in Barr's hands, though no one was injured. Omnibus spending initiative, American civil liberties, American freedom agenda, coalition established to restore checks and balances and civil liberties protections under assault by the executive branch. Liberty Guard. He is the director of Liberty. He's a chairman of the board of directors of Liberty Guard, which states its mission to protect and defend individual liberty. Let me see. I never heard of Liberty Guard. Oh, what is this? He did a mock documentary, Borat Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. Okay. Okay. Barat gave him cheese described as being made from Barat's wife's breast milk. I think it's tremendous. He endorsed the Free State Project. The Free State Project got porcupines on it. Okay. Okay. 1 hour talk. Carnegie Mellon University. Barr lambasted the new policy of Boston, Massachusetts police to allow warrantless search for firearms in teenagers' homes. His blog is known for the barcode. All right. Advisor, former Haitian dictator Jean-Claude Duvalier. In 2011, Barr traveled to Haiti to lobby on behalf of former Haitian dictator Jean-Claude Baby Doc Duvalier. According to Barr, he is not serving as Duvalier's attorney, but is in Port-au-Prince as to consult, assist, and be Duvalier's voice in the international community. All right, all right, all right, Barr. All right, all right, all right, all right, Barr. Huh? Yeah, all right, Barr. Huh? I don't know about that handshake you had going on with Bush, but hey, huh? All right, Barr, everything I read so far. We know. Huh? We know. Everybody be on stand guard. They following with scripture. The trumpets have sound. They got the best man in the state of position, for the NRA when everything go down. That's all I had to say. He say artificial intelligence don't always just show me the negative aspects of everything that's going down. It's like saying, okay, it's not just going to be World War, Soul War. It's going to be a Civil War too. And according to where you are in the heart of antebellum, you need to go ahead and prepare yourself, because either they are protecting you or they're not. And so far, with that bill that they sent me, it don't seem like I'm being protected. It seems like they are continuously finding ways to try to spiritually attack me, and it's not working. It's not working. Now, if that's not the case, please make sure y'all handle that. I shouldn't have no problems with my internet being messed with, touched with. Please make sure y'all handle that before the close of day tomorrow. I should be receiving something or a call or something from somebody or I'm gonna have to call Mr. Barr. And let me find out what Mr. Barr email is. Where is the email address? Because if he stood up for and he siding with Trump, he's just somebody I may want to write. Ain't nobody. Hey, I can't get help out of the community. Let me go ahead. What's Barr? Robert Barr. Let me see. Barr. Rob Barr. Bob Barr. I'm about to write you. Let me see. Bob Barr. I knew it, huh? Let me put it in here. Bob Barr email address. Bob Barr email. They gonna try to intercept my email. Honor Bob Barr, President, CEO, Contributors, Federalist Society. Let me see. Yeah, the Fed Reds. The Fed Reds. Log in, store, commentary. Fed Reds. Nope, I want your email address. No. Wrong site. Barr. I need to get directly. How do I email? There it is. Bob Barr people. Research scientist. Nope, that ain't the same Bob Barr. Get email alerts. Congress.gov. Barr, where's your real email address? And matter of fact, I need to call you direct and tell you what all that they doing to me. Stressing me out. I said to y'all, you don't, Mr. McGee, I'm staying poised, balanced, serene, and calm, but y'all don't want to make me angry. You wouldn't like the circumstances, all the money that you put into this heart of the antebellum. You wouldn't like the circumstances. Last time, I couldn't understand what was going on. Hurricane Andrew tore up Miami. Another time, I couldn't understand what was going on. Hurricane Michael tore up Albany, Georgia. Please, I'm trying to stay poised, balanced, serene, and calm. And y'all know what it is. These little weak-minded individuals that could never stand to the truth here in the conscious community, that ain't nothing. I'm talking to the people where things really matter, the controllers. Elon, you'll never make it to Mars, okay? Period. Now, we already know that. Stop playing games. Stop taking the people money. You billions for nothing. Fooling the people with all these artificially simulated. But now, Barr is somebody that I probably could talk to. Greater light, y'all. I'm not going to even read out Ezekiel. I may come back a little later because I could have clocked in, but I'm not clocking in. I'm not working nothing but the minimum until they straighten it. And then I'm going to show y'all how God would still provide the perfect solution to all of my needs. If you cut every resource that they have here for me in this heart of the antebellum, God, and you would be, I'm tried and true and tried, that God is going to continue to provide the perfect solution to all my needs because, we're living in those last days of the beginning. This is the beginning of the end. He is the Alpha and the Omega, and he is going to stand on his promises. He's going to keep his promises to me. I don't know about the rest of anybody and what they believe in, but I know that God is going to keep his promise. That's it. That's how I'm so sure. I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing, the one true living God above all gods, standing on the promises of God, my standing. Wait. Standing on the promises. I was too blind to see. All right, greater light, y'all. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here.
Self who is being created, to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise.
I'm definitely coming back later. Definitely. Because I got to go over these things about the spirit.
Always I acknowledge, no knowledge, no courage. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that he is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my calling. Only his ways, oh ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise.
Who cares about your smile? If it ain't in the Constitution, I ain't smiling.
Put on a new self who is being created, to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on promise.
Shine on
Promise, 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 promise,
promise.
God's promise,
God's
promise, promise,
promise,
promise, promise,
promise, promise.
promise.